What's going on, everybody? Toby1 Shinobi here, and today I'm doing a Dr. Doom guide. How to beat Dr. Doom in any game mode, whether it's solos, duos, trios, squad, doesn't matter, and how to play effectively as Doom as a little bonus, because a lot of people will get the Doom ability and they just don't know how to play it, and you can get melted when you are Doom if people are playing it well the way that I'm about to show you. So let's get into it. Now, the first tip I have for you in team game is eliminate the players that are on his team first. If you can eliminate his teammates, that is super helpful, because really Dr. Doom is just this bullet sponge. He's like this tank that gets all the focus, and the teammates who have actual guns are really, really dangerous, because if you're shooting at him, that leaves them free time to basically beam you. So you gotta be really, really cognizant about where his teammates are, because they're gonna be coordinating together and trying to work together. So if you can eliminate his teammates, that's super helpful. Try to get him alone, and then you don't really want to fight other enemies in the lobby. You want to try to keep everyone alive if you can. Just, you know, sign a truce. Everyone is your ally now. Now this is a 2v2. Unfortunately, it's me and another Shinobi Master member here playing with them live on stream, and I'm gonna take out these trees because I want to be able to see what I'm aiming at across the way, because distance is your friend when playing against Doom. You really want to be putting on damage at long range, applying as much damage as you can. Do not waste a second when you could be shooting Doom to not shoot him, unless you got to deal with the teammate first. So I'm going to be beaming him. When he's looking at my teammate, he's not looking at me, and he's actually very easy to hit in most cases whenever he's attacking, because he's in a very slow animation. Now he's coming at me and we need to get distance, so I'm going to go ahead and move. And the one thing you really got to avoid with Dr. Doom at close to medium range is the laser beam attack. Laser beam attack is definitely the most dangerous attack in his arsenal, so that one right there, you really got to avoid that. Apart from that, just staying on high ground is going to help you survive pretty much all the other attacks. High ground and hard cover like this hill right here is the key, and keeping distance is the key. Just keep kiting him around. See, that beam comes out and you got to start moving fast, because if that thing touches you for too long, you die. So you want to save most of your jetpack for that right there. Now when he gets at mid-range and he's in the air and you're in the air and he doesn't have a beam, he's done, right? At that point, it's over. As you can see right there, I lasered him for, like, I don't even know what damage it was, but the Striker AR, the full auto Striker, is probably the best weapon you can use against Dr. Doom, because it can deal so much damage so quickly at medium to long range. If you catch him in a straight line or an easy animation like that, you know, it's pretty much GG's for him. Well, not GG's, but you're gonna deal a lot of damage. It's all about dealing damage and then moving, dealing damage, moving, dealing damage, moving, and avoiding that laser beam, staying in the air, and having 2 pieces of mobility is also super, super important. So yeah, here's another gameplay where we're fighting Doom and we're just keeping him at a distance. Give you some more tips and tricks here. Again, long range and the Striker AR. I've got a gold Striker AR. The burst is pretty good. Striker burst is pretty good, but I do believe that the Striker AR is better for applying damage at medium range. It just has the highest DPS in the game. If you catch him running in a line, it's pretty easy to hit consistent shots. I find it a little bit easier than the burst, personally. So yeah, I'm just applying pressure, and this is really important. At longer ranges, you really want to be applying pressure to Doom. Anytime he's focused on somebody else, anytime he's just easy out in the open, be doing damage, because he does not regenerate health over time. He has to eliminate players to regenerate health. And the next thing I'll say about fighting Doom is you want to put damage on him early. Early, you want to get aggressive with Doom. You want to try to put as much damage on him. So one, that he's kind of, you're in his psyche, like, oh gosh, these guys could actually kill me. You know, like, people are focusing me really hard. I'm not just running over the entire lobby. Put damage on Doom as early as you can. Also, because as the storm circle gets small, it gets much harder to kill Doom. When there's a lot less players left, if you're in a 1v1 and a small circle with Doom, it is very, very hard to kill him, because you just don't have enough space to run. And having that second piece of mobility is really, really key to this as well, because you're going to run out of jetpack and you need to get distance from Doom. Anytime that he gets close to you, you got to reposition, try to get as much distance, and then kind of kite him around. Treat him as if he was a kite that you're pulling around, make him chase you, get some distance, set up on high ground, and do some damage. Now he nukes me right here. I made the mistake of getting in a car, which, you know, is pretty much a bomb whenever Doom is looking at you. So yeah, he gets me real hurt, and I'm just gonna kind of kite him through the map here. I'm gonna go down this hill and I'm gonna try to break line of sight from him so he can't splash damage me. Important to break line of sight whenever you're, close to him. Try to like put structures, mountains, trees in the way so that he doesn't just beam you. And I'm gonna go for some health here. Now, in this situation, I've left a lot of these players alive. I had like lots of opportunities to eliminate players earlier on. And that's another key part of fighting Doom, is you want to have as many allies as possible, as many people that are not looking at you, but all focusing on Doom. As many guns on Doom as best as possible, right? So this guy's in the storm. I could have killed him. I shot near him, and I'm like, hey, that's like a truce, right? Like, we're allies for now, okay? So I'm not going to kill you, and I'm not going to eliminate the guys to my left over here. We're all focused on Doom, right? So that was kind of part of it as well. If you're in solos, duos, trios, whatever it is, just team up together and fight Doom together. And then you're just trying to drag them around the map, keep distance, stay on high ground, use unbreakable terrain to your advantage, and getting into high ground locations like trees is really, really good as well, because the only thing that's really going to kill you when you're above him is the beam. If he catches you, but if you have a jetpack, you can keep relocating and then use your second piece of mobility. And anytime he is shooting at somebody else, again, is just time to beam him. He's stuck in this animation, moving really slow, really easy to shoot, and now he's panicking. He's in full panic mode. He knows he's done, and this one's actually going to quit the game because he just knew he was done. Yeah, so that's kind of my tips and tricks for fighting Doom. Have mobility, lots of it, have a fast-firing weapon, take out his teammates first, play high ground as much as possible, keep really long distance between you and him, try to lead him into spaces without a lot of cover so that you can just beam him. Keep relocating, and avoid that beam. The beam is the deadliest part of his kit, and other than that, shoot him as much as possible while being in the air or being on high ground to avoid the blasts. Keep in mind, he does not regenerate health, so keep putting pressure on him. Just, bullet by bullet, take him down. Slow and steady wins the race, and try not to let him get into a small end game circle, because then it's real trouble, especially in a 1v1. You have nowhere to go, and he gets close to you, starts splash damage, or that beam. It becomes a real problem and very hard to beat, especially against a good player. Now I'm going to quickly give you some tips and tricks for playing as Doom as well, because I think that's kind of helpful. Some people actually struggle to play as Doom, and it's understandable because a lot of the attacks are just splash damage, and it's hard to hit people when they're jetpacking around, flying around. But I'll tell you what, this laser beam attack right here is the move. So keep track of that laser beam cooldown. It's in the bottom left corner, and it actually recharges like every 7 or 8 seconds, I want to say, maybe 10. Fairly quick, right? So that's like your bread and butter, and then your jump and slam attack. So jump and slam to get onto people to close that distance, and then you're going to spray them with the beam, or just finish them if they're just standing still with your splash damage. Also, your teammates can heal you with Flowberry Fizz. Cactuses can heal you as well. If you hit some cactuses, those will heal you, but you can't consume meds yourself. So if you got teammates, that's great. The cactuses, honestly, they do 90 health with a health pool of 1,000. It's not that great. But yeah, so here we go. We jump into the air. We're going to start beaming this guy with just normal hits. Cars are a death trap against Doom. Keep in mind that it will stop your momentum entirely. And after you've splashed some people and they're getting out of a car, go ahead and nuke them with this big bomb attack. I think the big bomb does 90. Yeah, it does 90, just like the Doom gauntlets. So that's a pretty good attack, and that one's really quick. So if you ever get into the air and somebody's kind of like near you, just hit him with a nuke or use the beam, whichever one. But like the nuke is really good for kind of big splash damage. You don't have to be too accurate with it. The other thing I'll say is that all of his attacks are really good at breaking structures. So if you have people trying to hide behind cover, go ahead and use the nuke or the laser, and it pretty much just takes out all the structures. And in a close range fight like this, players just die. So if you can get close to players, it's really good. If you can close the distance on players, it's really good. And the way to do that is with the jump attacks oftentimes. So you can jump down. You can also smash through structures by clicking the jump again. or whatever. I think it's jump. Yeah, you smash jump again out of the air, and that brings you down into a smash attack, which also does heavy damage. And then if you get right next to him, you just start throwing the splash damage attacks. If you got your laser charged, go for the laser attack. But yeah, pretty much the bread and butter is slamming onto people and then either using the laser or the nuke. And then if you got to, use the normal splash damage. But the splash damage attack really isn't good. The normal attack, the fire, just only does like 25 damage. As you can see, if you hit all 3 shots, it does 75. But the slam like that does 70, the nuke does 90, and the laser just does an absurd amount of damage. So yeah, guys, I hope this was helpful for both defeating Doom and playing as Doom. You know, kind of confusing sometimes, especially when you're playing Doom. It's really sad for you or your teammate to get Doom and then be like, I don't know how to use this, and get killed, because Doom will die very fast if people are in the air above him and spraying him. It's actually absurd how fast 1,000 HP goes down, especially if you have a squad shooting you. I've seen my teammate get Dr. Doom, come off the island, jump onto a squad thinking he was going to solo squad him. They all go into the air with jetpacks, and they shoot him with full auto striker ARs and take him down instantly, like it was nothing. Because, I mean, each one of those can deal over 300 damage per clip, and just like that, dead, right? If they get in the air above you, just dead if you don't know how to use it. Got to use that laser beam. You got to use the jump attack. Get out of danger also with the jump attack. If people get up close or in the air above you, you got to jump out. Make sure you're using that mobility, because mobility is really good if you're jumping and doing the slam attack. Because yeah, jumping and doing the slam attack is really good for covering ground and getting onto people quickly. As you can see, it's like you can cover a decent amount of ground rather quickly. A little bit quicker than most, but jetpackers can outrun you, and that really is the move, is to keep as much distance as possible or stay above you and stay on high ground. All right, y'all, I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, please leave a like on the video and consider using code TobyOneShinobi in your Fortnite item shop. Have yourself a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Shinobi out.